Great. In this video, I wanted to work on this next to-do, which is to restore WebRTC. Now, I say restore because I have a previous version working, which I'm going to refactor and hopefully try to make some improvements. I might not actually finish hooking up the audio, but I'm going to walk through the previous code and try to port some of this over. So this is JavaScript. We're going to use the Agora WebRTC library because I think the quality is pretty good. The price is pretty good. It's got a 10,000 minute free tier, and I had it working, so I thought I would use this. But in case we want to swap Agora out for something else, I am coming up with this abstraction, this interface that maybe you can swap out the back ends. But I'm basing this purely off of Agora's API, so I don't know how interoperable it is with other backends. So I'm going to start making a file in my assets.js for this, for a generic WebRTC client, WebRTC Client.ts. And here I will export an interface, so I can copy this over here, and I'll go through each of these point by point. So as you connect to a WebRTC client, you want to be able to join something on an ID and identify who you are. So I had this space slug. Maybe we'll just call it the, because we might divide them into segments that are unique IDs, but not necessarily spaces. So I want to call this something else. So maybe this is the join an ID, and maybe this would be your user ID. So this is the kind of the channel. I think we can maintain that language because that is what the Agora domain specific language or bounded context calls it, channel ID and user ID. So, and then I think they return just a promise of any kind. Then we want to get some input. So get input microphones, get input cameras gives you a list of media device input. Correspondingly, you can also get output. So I'll put this next to it. Get output playback devices, which would give you speakers, headphones, things of that nature. Maybe we can write some comments here. Speakers, headphones, etc. You can join, so you can leave. Doesn't take any parameters, so you can join and you can leave. Inputs and outputs. And then you can mute and unmute your audio. Let's see. So you can publish audio, you can unpublish your audio, you can publish your camera, you can publish your screen, you can unpublish a video. So you can only publish one of these. So you can either publish your camera, or you can publish your screen, or you can unpublish all video. And maybe there should be something for mute others, adjust others volume, so as future API. And then we have something that was callbacks. So suppose another member publishes something and we want to be notified in order to do something about that. So here you could set a callback function, but I think a better name for this might be observables. Might be add observable, and it could be the name and a function. So the name takes a name, which is a string, and it takes a callback, which is a, okay, what was this? Over here, this was a, okay, the function signature is parentheses, which are arguments, and then a return type. So we can say parentheses is who you want to operate on, which is myself. Is that true? Set on other member. Okay, so this is what's passed back to us, right? So I think it is other user ID, which is a string, and then we're going to get back some kind of media type, be it audio or video, and it will return void. We don't care what it. Remote stream publish or unpublish. So I think the name or the type, observable type, will be remote stream publish or remote stream unpublish. We could even specify it to be audio or video in the type, so we don't need the media type here. We could just say, give me the other user ID. So we could specify a couple of different, so it could be remote stream publish. At this point, let's break this out into observable types. We'll cut this. This will say observable type. And we'll say export observable type is either this or export type. It's either remote video stream publish or remote video stream unpublish or remote video stream, remote audio stream publish or remote audio stream unpublish. These should be past tense, I feel like. And then we won't need these. So you can add observables as necessary. Do these fit like this? remote video stream published. Okay, so this is kind of our API for a client. You can join and leave, get information about what you have on your device, mute and unmute your audio and video to be determined, adjusting others' volumes, and then hooking in observables. So I think this is a pretty good API for a WebRTC client. So now we'll add an implementation of that. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, we have some manager stuff, which is connecting the WebRTC client with some state in order to manage a user interface to and also to add those callbacks, the observables. So we'll get into that next time. I want to go into the implementation of the Agora client. So we'll copy, or maybe we won't copy it, we'll just lay these side by side. So here we'll just add another file called WebRTC Client-Agora. And we'll import some of their libraries. So let's go over here and we'll import these. And we haven't defined this yet. So in our package, let's go upward into assets. And let's take a look at our assets package JSON. So the things we have in here are Babylon, large library, RxJS, large library. We'll add a new one, which is the AgoraWebRTC SDK next generation. So let's do that. npm install AgoraWebRTC SDK. Okay, we have version 4.8.1. Is that the version we have here? Let's see. Package JSON Agora 4.3.0. So we are at where is it? Oh, I needed to save it, didn't I? Yeah. --save. Okay, let's open up package JSON again. And we've got Agora here, so 4.8.1, a couple versions later. And if I remember correctly, in our ES build.js, we can specify that to ignore that in the packaging, and then we can get this if we add a script tag. So over here, AgoraWebRTC. So if we imported all of this as under a variable name, we can get them under Agora, I think. Import everything as Agora from here. And Agora, what is on here? So audience, latency, channel order, remote stream. Whoops. Agora. See, interesting. Agora. It doesn't really seem to like that. Let me do this. AgoraWebRTC. Okay. So something about the way I imported that. I guess one way is to look inside the package. Let's see, assets, vendor. Where did these go? Package, where, node, assets, node modules, and look at Agora. Okay, here it is, this production thing. Ooh. Okay. RTC SDK EN. Okay, so we have an export default Agora RTC. Then to have Agora. Whoops. Undo. Define AgoraWebRTC Client. I'm looking for like a class definition or something. Or interface. Okay, declare export, declare extends event. Okay. How do you import this? So the default was imported this way. All imports in import declaration are unused. Oh, that's the, because yeah, I haven't used it yet. Okay, anyway, we want to export a class which is WebRTC Client Agora, and it implements WebRTC Client. So we should import WebRTC Client from there. Okay. And here we miss, yeah, join, leave, and all that kind of stuff. So we need a constructor. We need join. We need, and what's the problem here? We need to join returns a promise of any, so just make it async. We need leave. What else? We need get input microphones, get input cameras. Okay. Media device info. Where's that come from? Yeah, it's a promise, so let's make it async. Async always returns promise, right? Interface. Okay, so it knows what it is, but it's a list of those things. Okay, return a list of those things. Async get input cameras, same thing. Async get output playback devices, same thing. What else? And then publish audio, yes. So publish audio. Unpublish audio. Publish camera. Async publish screen. Async unpublish video. And the last one is add observable. Okay. So it basically copied over the interface. And we haven't used any of these things yet. So in the constructor, I think somebody's going to pass me the app ID. So we'll say we'll give me the app ID is a string, and it'll be public. Whoops. Public. It'll be a property of this instance. And we need a client. So yes, we'll create a client. So we need this thing. So we're going to set a client. Public client is an Agora client. And then in here, we'll say that this client is now equal to new AgoraWebRTC create client, the mode, copy this. Alright, what's the deal with this one? Client config, creates local client. What's here? Only a void function can be called with the new. Oh. This gives you back an AgoraWebRTC client. Okay, I guess you don't need the new keyword then. Oh, we never needed the new keyword. Oh, my bad. Okay. What happens if you do import Agora import from Agora? Yeah. Okay. Then do you get Agora like that? Okay. Cannot find namespace Agora. Agora dot. Yeah, it's all here. Agora dot. Oh. So I think I need some of these things. I need the AgoraRTC client. Oh no. No. I want to put it all under one alias. Import as alias. Time to Google. Just import module under alias. A module is an example, a JavaScript file that can export functionality or objects from itself for use in other modules. This is fundamental and adhering to a bunch of coding principles that code reuse. We find exports into it by using export on different functions or objects, by using export default on a single object. When a module needs to import function from the other module, it has a number of options. Import all exports into the current module scope. Import star. Okay, that'll import into the current module. Import particular named exports, these things, from. Import the default export. Import function from. Run a module's global scope but not import anything. Import dynamic import a module. Import then. Okay, but let's say it's like this, which I think we're doing the right thing. But then if you do prepare for the server, and then if you look inside the built assets in priv, static assets app.js. Okay, this might not be anywhere yet. This is all Phoenix stuff because it isn't called. So we want to call this from orchestrator. So let's say orchestrator. Let's bring this in. So we'll say import Agora, this thing, from there, and we'll just create one in the constructor here. So this or let WebRTC client equal new pass some ID. Okay, so I've just associated it and I'm kind of using this thing. This thing isn't used anywhere, but will it put it in here? Maybe it's smart enough to tree shake it. Let's see. Do we have any Agora? Not yet. Okay, so let's go back and we'll call one of these functions like WebRTC Client.join. Okay. Agora. Still nothing. Is it even being called? Let's go here. Join. How about just do, maybe it knows that it wasn't doing anything. So let's say console log hi. And then if we go to app.js, if there's a hi, no? Where'd you go? Oh, not app.js there. Priv. Orchestrator.js. Orchestrator.js. Control find hi. There you go. And okay, now it's got this and it has require Agora, has a bunch of stuff, and we are at how many lines now? We are at 20. This is my code. The Agora stuff is, client code is here. For our import AgoraWebRTC SN2 module, model time, throttle. Okay, this is RxJS. Filter, okay, just the ones that we're using, I think. Variable, it's promise. RxJS, symbol iterator, promise. Okay, I see WebRTC stuff here now. Yeah. And so if we don't want this code in here, we want to load it from yes build. I guess you can just put multiple variable names in there. Let's try. So if I put but you can duplicate this from the various files, but you can't go the other way around, like duplicate the import names. This is an object, so every name is independent. Oh, I can still give it an alias, I think. I can still give it an alias. So if we go back to the client, I can still use an as here, right? So when you import all exports into current module scope. Why isn't that just import all modules as Agora from there? So why isn't this just Agora like that? Oh, it is. And Agora like that. Agora dot. So it's got, oh, that default. If you do that, and then in the ES build, I do this. And the var name is Agora type JS. Now it's only 3,000. Way smaller. Right, we were up to 30,000 before. Way smaller. And RxJS has pretty good tree shaking, so I'm kind of happy with this. Okay, coming back to the thing. Okay, so we want to implement all of these functions. So we have client here. We're creating a client, and we need to set the ID on the client, right? So we have ID joined as false. Okay, so we have some flags. We're setting the app ID, other member audio tracks, other member video tracks at the log level. Okay. And all of this. Okay, all of this makes sense. Let's just copy this stuff. In fact, all this stuff makes sense here. On publish callback, on a remote stream, on publish callback. Okay, we'll copy all of this. Put this into the declaration. So I think all of these can be public or private. Public is fine. Client is Agora, and this is Agora, 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 and then we have some kind of callback, but I think the callback here is just going to be a function that takes a remote user ID as a string, returning void. And so let's go back to our client and define it there. So here we have an observable and a these are add remote stream observable. You're observing in a remote stream. Add remote stream observable. Let's call this observable type is fine, and then the remote stream observable callback. So remote callback is a remote stream observable callback. We'll define that type up here. Export type remote stream observable callback is this. And then over here, since we imported the type there, we'll also import that. And we'll say that it's the big type of remote stream observable callback, and so is this. And we'll have a couple more of them. So we'll have on audio, and we'll have the other two be video. These are things that we can observe. What is this thing? Incorrectly implements property add remote stream. Oh yeah, we need to change this name. Add remote stream. And this is now a type of remote stream observable callback. So we've got all these bits of internal variables. And now we'll initialize them in the constructor. So I think we can copy some of this. So what are you saying? So in the beginning, joined is false. Your other member tracks, empty. The app ID is up here. It's being passed in. We don't need this. The Agora default. What does this set level does not exist for I. Agora.default. What happened here? Why was this working before? Everything is Agora. Property. AgoraWebRTC does not exist on type I. Agora. Okay, that's the entry point of the Agora. Okay. Interface, what's in here? It's a list of codecs. Where is I AgoraWebRTC Client? Oh, just do that. Okay. These other things will just be undefined. Set up client subscriptions. And in here we set up listeners for after the client. Yes, I think this we can copy wholesale. I think. Copy this. Put that here. So set up the client subscriptions. When the client says that the user published some video, user published something, you get the other member and you get the media type, and you say you're going to await, you're going to subscribe to them because they publish something and we want to subscribe to it. So this client is going to subscribe to the other member of that media type. And then we're going to call our callbacks. Oh no, we're going to stash their information. So we get the other member video tracks, get the ID, and set it to the other member video track. Okay. And then player container is this create. This is not right. We shouldn't know anything about a player container. WebRTC version 2 manager. This is the WebRTC Client Agora. Move over, please. Destroy a player container. Yeah, I don't think we just want to be We just want to implement that API. So we should know less than the interface. We shouldn't be creating video players, right? Should we? Well, we do need to stream it. We do need to stream it. So maybe we do. Maybe the player container is the domain of the thing. Okay, so here, create a video player container. Then we call the on video. Is that what it's called? This on video publish. On video. It's got to even publish callback, which is to just send this, and then we take out the media type. Wait. Confused by this. On video publish callback here is taking 1, 2, 3, 4 arguments. Let's take a look at this. Playable. Playable is an iPlayable media stream track. Okay, where did we get this from? Remote stream publish callback, which was this thing. Okay, so you need a couple more things. So iPlayable, remote stream published, remote stream unpublished callback. So then the client is doing remote stream publish callback, remote stream unpublished callback. And we just call it remote stream callback, don't we? Remote stream observable callback. Yeah. Okay, let's add. Let's take a look at the client here. Client. Okay, I'll grab this. I'll put it in here. So we have observable types. We've got an interface for a playable. Playable is anything that has a play function in there. Then you've got a remote stream published callback. Media type can be audio or video. Remote stream unpublished callback. Okay, well this does better match the Agora because they say that somebody is publishing something or somebody unpublishing, and then they tell you whether it's video or audio. We could just separate that out by removing the media type, and so if it's published, we could just say that it's a video media there, and then get all that, and then if it's unpublished, okay, so remote audio stream publish callback would just be audio, so we don't need this. And then we just copy this to another type. Then it would be remote video stream, and then remote audio stream unpublished, so we wouldn't need this. And then if it's remote video stream unpublished, in each case you just need these 4 operations, right? But when you add remote stream observable, the callback is different. So really you need 4 kind of callbacks, right? Somebody added an audio, somebody added a video, somebody removed a video, somebody removed. Then you wouldn't need the types. Okay, let's remove this type and just have 4 different callbacks then. So then we don't need the types, and we just have the callback. So then this becomes, oops, these 4 things, copy, we want to add remote audio stream let's just call it this thing. Add remote audio stream published callback, and then you put remote with that. So add remote video stream becomes video, and then add remote unpublished. Let's just copy and paste. Change this to unpublished. This to unpublished. So you get audio stream published, video stream published, audio stream unpublished, video stream unpublished, audio stream published, video stream published, audio stream unpublished, video stream unpublished. Unpublished. Okay, so we got 4 observables there. We'll get rid of this comment here. And then we'll go back to the implementation. We'll need this. And we're going to add these 4 things. So we're going to give a callback on every one of these things. So we have to import them from the RTC client. So copy that. We'll just import everything. Yeah. Import everything. Well, I have to use as import. Looks like I have a bug out here. Video. There we go. We don't need that many types. These are the exact same thing. In fact, it's just a remote stream publish. And a remote stream unpublish. You know what? I don't have a problem with it. Let's just go back. Let's just call remote. There's too many types. Remote stream publish, remote stream unpublish. Callback. And call this media type, either audio or video. And here we can just say, yeah, media type audio or video. just have the two types, and then you can add a remote stream publish, or you can add a remote stream unpublished callback. So this would be a remote stream published, a remote stream unpublished. It's a fine API. Then go to the Agora. So we'll get down, remote, add remote stream published, add remote stream unpublished, remote stream publish, remote stream unpublished. What's the deal here? Function implementation is missing. Okay, yeah, it's missing. So cannot find. Oh, you gotta import it. Remote stream published, remote stream unpublished. Get rid of this and that. Okay. All right, so if you provide a add remote stream unpublished, how do we know whether it's audio or video? How do we do this before? Let's move this over. Let's see now. So we have these callbacks, remote stream, publish callback. Oh, you can't separate them. You don't separate them into video and audio, just you put them in there, and then if they're not what you want, then you gotta specify. Check the media type to see if it's something you want. Okay. Maybe we can prove that later. So, okay, so we have unpublished callback. So we don't have the other two kinds, right? So we just have unpublished callback and on the other kind of callback. So unpublished callbacks and on unpublished callbacks. And this is going to be a list of these things. And we'll establish that here. This unpublished callbacks equal this on unpublished callbacks is this. on publish callbacks for each just call this function. Okay, give it a function. Hold on. So your function, you're given a function, and you want to call this function. And I'm going to call this function like so. Right? On published callbacks. On published callbacks are remote stream observable callback coming from the client, remote stream published. So none of this goes to remote stream published callback, remote stream unpublished callback. This and the media type string. Okay, so media type was the second argument. Sure, I'll put that as the second argument. Okay, so here we're hard. Okay, media type. Set in media type. Get the media type, and then you return a function that allows you to play something from this scope. And then if you media type is audio, you're going to say on publish callbacks for each function and call this function. All right, so that tells you to play this thing. And you return the media stream track, and you give a function that they can play outside. And if the, okay, so let's get that create video player container. So what is this thing? This is a piece of code that's going to, in case it exists, destroy a video player container. All right. Player container, create a div, specify the ID of the div container, which would be this thing, set a width and height, append it to the body, and then return it. Seems straightforward enough. Copy that. Place it all the way at the bottom. And now we need the destroy, which will look for the element and remove that. At the Agora namespace. Yeah, so it looks for that. This is just some cleanup. So destroy it in case it wasn't destroyed already. Player container, remove. Okay. So when somebody else publishes video, we create a video container and hand back a play method, which will play on our video container. And what are we putting into that other member video track? Other member video track, the video track. But when you call play, it has some place to play because we have really, this does almost nothing. How does this work? This just creates an empty div with an ID, style, and height, and we appended it. Oh, because the Agora library needs a div in order to operate. The play function needs a div. So really the Agora thing just says play the video track. It's a kind of a remote video track, and you say play passing in the container. So you must have a container for it. Okay, that's done. That's done. We're calling every callback. So let's also set the callback. So we'll take the function and just push it into the array. So now we can implement this add thing. So this on publish callbacks will just push the callback into it. And this on unpublish will push that callback. So these two are done. So that sets up the subscriptions for on user published. Now on user unpublished, we're going to destroy the video player and stop it and unset it. And if it's audio, similar thing. And then call all of the unpublished callbacks. So callbacks for each is a function will just be called like so. So it can handle several kinds of callbacks if you wanted to. Okay, so that handles the setup, the client. Okay, and what else? Now destroy and create the video player. We got that. Join. What does join do? So only join once. So if it joins, return. Otherwise, do this. Okay, so the client has a room ID, so we need some identifying ID. So this was the room ID. We're calling this the channel ID. So this channel ID. So we're given the channel ID. We'll join with the app ID, the channel ID, and we need this user ID. So what is this API? App ID, channel ID, a token, and then the user ID. Users in the same channel can talk to each other. Param ID, channel, UID, the user ID. Okay. So we'll say that this is the user ID, this user ID. So we need to initialize that as well. So we need public user ID string. And these are all domain-specific terms relative to Agora. So we're joining. We're going to try to join. This joined is true. We should probably await. What does this give back? This gives back a promise. So then we should await and only then set join to be true. Otherwise, if you had an error, you'd already be joined, right? Try to do that. If you catch an error, then join is obviously false, but you should also maybe set that console.error. No. Couldn't join. Why? Alright, how about leaving? Leaving. Alright, so if you want to leave this client leave, okay, straightforward. We'll just, alright, if you're not joined, I don't think that matters. You want to leave, you don't care, just leave. And set this to be false. Go ahead and let them leave. Alright, get input microphones. Okay, so this returns, it just forwards this method. So we return this. This returns what? Agora.default instead of this. What does this return? This returns a promise of media device info list. And the same with the cameras. So I'll just copy this into cameras. Copy this into playback devices. Get cameras. Get devices. Get playback devices. All right. Now publish audio. Publish audio Oh, only publish if we're not already publishing. So this takes your, oh, this is to publish our audio. So this is to unmute thyself. Do we have a local audio track? We do. This is our microphone. Okay. Yeah, we can just grab this. Publish our audio, which means Agora.default. Create microphone audio track. Only do this if it's not there. Await, publish, and then say that we're publishing. I think that's fine. Unpublish the audio track means that if you have something there, then await, and then unpublish, then close the audio track. If we have the audio track, why don't we close it first? What does this mean? What is close? What does this mean? Closes a local track and releases the audio and video resources that occupies it. Once you close it, you can no longer reuse it. So, okay, so if it's closed, publishes the local after. The tracks to unplay if left empty, all published tracks are unpublished. Okay, I think this is right. Set it to null. I'm publishing that. Okay, publish the camera. Create camera video track. This is publishing our own video. All right, publish this. Publishing the camera. Publish the screen. Local video track. Create screen video track and publish that. And then publish video, which just says if you have a video track, unpublish it using your API, close it, no, unset it. So I think that's all done. And I think that is our API, or for Agora. Okay, now to use it, we need to import that. And where was that? So we have the layout. Space edit root, is it here? Honey Badger app.js. Oh, that ain't it. Layout view, no. Space root. Okay, here. We have Agora here. So we're going to put that under RX root. Because that's the only page that needs audio and video. Agora, download Agora SDK, and we are at, let's see, Agora CDN. CDN. There you go. Okay, thanks for. I think we're at version 4.8. Oops. No such key. So 4.2 existed. 4.2 existed, and what is it called? Our package manager. cd assets cat package.json. It is called 481. That ain't it. Agora and 4.8.1. Where are you? Oh, yeah. Okay. 3. The later versions. No. Oh. Agora RTC. JS Agora MG. Oh. Okay, this is obviously AWS. Download. Oh shit. Agora MG DK. No. Agora Oh, where is okay? SDK downloads. So where's the web? iOS, Windows, web. Oh yeah. Okay, it's here, but where is the Mode live? What are we using? Mode RTC? Difference. Oh, I guess you can use live if you're. Where is the STP? It's published 21 days ago. So maybe it has no CDN. It has no CDN. Man, can you publish it? Agora. It's not. It's some of that. Okay. Script download. Here. Yes. Script. Oh, found it. Finally. Okay, put this in XR root. So they put release in that. Okay. Right. Quick test. Whoops. Yes. Cool. That'll go straight into the CDN. Caching. And so An orchestrator. What we got? Okay, we need to pass an ID in here, which will pass in as the okay, well, I'll do this off camera. I think I'm pretty tired, so we'll call it a day.